Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So today's episode comes to you from the amazing folks over at Custom Dragon Highlander. If you haven't checked out their community, make sure you check out their amazing custom magic community. And a big thank you to Alno for putting this contest together on one of my favorite properties, Berserk. My goodness, is this a ride? If you have never read Berserk, jump into it, and oh my goodness, it is just, I mean, you kind of got to read it to see the craziness of Guts' journey, which is not over yet. Spoiler alert, apparently. But yeah, anyways, let's jump into the contest. I'm going to take you through the top 10 picks from that community, from their designs. So, first up, coming in at 10th place from Blind Fremen, we've got Puck the Whimsical, a 1/1 fairy elf for Selesnya. Flying elf dust. Whenever a legendary creature you own enters or leaves the battlefield, you gain 1 life. And this is what Blind Fremen had to say about the design. What Puck lacks in size, he more than makes up for in mischief in comic relief. From elf dimension style to elf dusk, Puck holds his own in the Black Swordsman party. This card was designed to highlight Puck's healing abilities and act as a soul warden in the command zone, play with heavy hitters like Aetherflux Reservoir, or play small ball with cheap legends and sacrifice blink effects. Well, Blind Fremen, yeah, a really cool design, and I like what you did with Puck. Absolutely had to be low to the ground. I like that Selesnya, again, kind of like a Reese the Redeemed, you know, basically, essentially when it comes to the amount of, well, mana, obviously, the exact same mana, but being able to get it out early, get it out often, get other legends around it, which I think makes a lot of sense story-wise, and yes, that healing factor there, I think, again, there's some cool things that you can do with it. Obviously, you have life gain strategies, life gain benefits, and yeah, big splashy flex like Aetherflux Reservoir, a really cool design. Again, congratulations, Blind Fremen, on your 10th place finish. But now let's move on to 9th place from Shadriarch with, and my apologies for mispronouncing any names on this episode because I read Berserk years ago, Shriek Elementalist. That's how I always pronounce it. Not sure if that's exactly correct. Regardless, a 2/5 human warlock for 4 mana in every color but black. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery card, draw a card and then discard a card. Whenever an elemental card enters your graveyard from anywhere, exile it until Shriek leaves the battlefield. As long as there are 4 or more colors among cards, exile with Shriek. You and human creatures you control have protection from non-human creatures. And this is what Shadriarch had to say about the design. I chose Shriek because I saw a number of ways the character could be designed, and I always enjoy variety in deck construction. I envision the card as being able to support Spellslinger, Elemental Typal, and possibly Group Hug spells. Shriek provides strong resilience based on her 4 Cardinal King spell, while requiring unique deck construction to get the most from her abilities. And yeah, I agree. Very unique deck construction with this one. I love the push and pull between spell slinging, elementals. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with this. And obviously, yeah, a lot of different avenues to success. By spell slinging, you get cards out of your library, get some out of your hand. Again, if they're elementals going from anywhere, including your hand discarding, yeah, you exile that, get those different colors exiled. I mean, even just 1 elemental or 2 could really help you out. Get to that point where you can give yourself and creatures control, protection from non-human creatures. That is massive. So keeping your commander in play can be absolutely huge. I love the design with this one. Shadriarch, congratulations on your 9th place finish. But now let's go on to 8th place from that Hollow Duke. Yes, of course we had to have it. The Berserk Armor. It is here. An equipment in Rakdos, just 2 colors. Equipped creature is goaded and has haste. If a source would deal damage to equipped creature, deals that much damage to you instead. They put that many counters on that creature. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under control, you may put the Berserk Armor from the command zone on the battlefield attached to that creature. Equip, pay 3 life. The Berserk Armor can be your commander. And this is what that Hollow Duke had to say about the design. Anyone who wears the Berserk Armor connects their body and mind to it, letting them fight beyond their limits and ignore any pain they feel while keeping their bodies intact during a battle at the cost of becoming a rage-induced monster and potentially dying from their injuries. With this as your commander, anything that tries to damage its holder makes it stronger while hurting you instead, so you can use your own cards to hit it and make it grow while using cards that give lifelink and that drain life to give all your life back to rinse and repeat. Plus, if you have any legendaries in the deck, just slap the armor on them right away from the command zone to get aggressive right out of the gate. High risk and high reward is the name of the game with this one, and I hope everyone loves it. Well, that Hollow Duke, I absolutely love it. My goodness, this encapsulates everything on what the Berserk armor is about. High risk, high reward. Losing all your life for power, essentially, is kind of the name of the game with this one, and it's a very spicy way to do it. I love that as soon as you get a legendary play, it's like, yep, we're equipping right away. We're getting out there. We're getting aggressive. And when it gets hit, well, I get hit instead. Ow. But it's going to get bigger. It's going to hit harder. Yeah, you can do a lot of cool things with it. I like that you mentioned lifelink as well to try to gain some of that life back too. So there's a little bit of mitigation there. Double strike effects could be great with this one. Just being really spicy, really aggressive, some low to the ground. Commander's legendary creatures that can really help out with this one, getting them out and play early and just going to town on your opponents like Rograk. Oh, I could see that. That Hollow Duke, a fantastic design. Congratulations on your 8th place finish. Next up, though, at 7th place from Boros, we've got Casca the Devoted Blade, a 2/4 human mercenary with Flash and Soulbound for 2 in Jeskai colors. As long as Casca is paired with a legendary creature, those creatures have Haste, Double Strike, and Ward 2. And whether this creature is countered to player, double its power until end of turn. Then if it's in the first time it's dealt combat its turn, draw a card. And this is what Boros had to say about the design. I haven't read too much Berserk, but I enjoyed Casca's character a great deal. Her strength as a fighter and devotion to guts is what made her so memorable to me. I wanted to try Legendary Tribal as well as a Double Strike Matters idea, so you can load up your deck with damage doubling triggering legendaries, then swing fast and swing hard. Well, Boros, yeah, that's spicy. I love this design. I like the Soulbound. You don't see that ever on legendaries. I love seeing that on a commander, and pairing it with other legends just really speaks to the story of Berserk. Yeah, going toe-to-toe with guts, you know, just into combat together. That's just perfect with this one. And just saying, you know what, let's hit again. Let's just get a lot of value out of this. And yeah, you can turn not only this into a monster, but your other legendary you're going to be swinging with into a monster as well. So yeah, extra combats can be great, extra damages. And, you know, double striking and anthems and really spicy things like that. You can do a lot of crazy things with this to ensure that you're hitting as hard as you can in a Jeskai deck. I love it. Congratulations, Boros, on your 7th place finish. But now we move on to 6th place from Tuba Duder. We've got Guts. Yes, that's right. Guts has arrived. The Berserker, a 5/4 human Berserker with Rampage 2. Bringing Rampage back. Love it. For 6 mana in Rakdos. Boast. Pay Rakdos colors. Untap all creatures you control. After this combat phase, there's additional phase. Oh, sorry, I said that wrong. After this phase, additional combat phase. There we go. Basically, extra combat. And this is what Tuba Duder had to say about the design. To start, I made sure to make his type Berserker as a callback to the name of the manga and the Iron Will of the series' main character, Guts. For the abilities, I thought Rampage worked well aside from being fitting with the character. It also pairs well with the next ability, stacking additional combats. I definitely want to involve the Boast mechanic used by the Berserkers. Having the ability to get extra combat and magic can be game-endingly powerful. Boast works great for something so strong since it only activates once per turn. Yeah, I think that restriction is definitely needed, and I love this design. Guts just hitting and hitting again. Unrelenting, working with that Rampage. I love it. I would definitely utilize, obviously, some double strike effects, maybe some extra additional combat effects, some equip effects, making this hit so hard, maybe going wide, getting a really good team together, and just hitting your opponents absolutely with those, you know, additional combat triggers, with your swinging triggers essentially as well. There's a lot of spicy things that you can do with this one. Tuba Duder, congratulations on your 6th place finish. A fantastic design for Guts. But now we move on to 5th place from Dark Spectre. We've got the Skull Knight, and oh my goodness, that art. I mean, all the art has been incredible, but this one really speaks to me. The Skull Knight is so cool. 6/6 Skeleton Knight with Flash in split second. I don't think we've ever seen that on a commander. I love it. For 3 in every color but green. Vigilance protects from demons and from horrors. When it enters the battlefield, return to 2 target permanents owner's hands. Sword of Actuation. When you return 1 or more creature cards to your hand from the grave or the battlefield, the Skull Knight deals damage equal to 1 of those cards' power to any target. And this is what Dark Spectre had to say about the design. So I based the card of Skull Knight off of when he broke into the 5th Eclipse to save Guts and Casca. The flash in split second is how he was able to swoop in, returning to permanence by how he rescued Casca and Guts. And the last ability is how his sword is about to send out heavy, large slashes towards giant monsters. Well, absolutely, that is encapsulated in this. I loved when the Skull Knight came in and just did that. I guess I should have said earlier, spoilers. Yes, spoilers on all this, obviously, when we're talking about characters, but my goodness, it brings about that lore. It brings about the story in a perfect way, in a really spicy way. Again, flashing out of the command zone, split second, your opponents are going to have to respect that if you've got the mana up for this, and even if you're not utilizing it on your own, well, being able to say, yeah, right before my turn, let's just bounce your things back to your hand so I can come and hit harder. That being said, if I bounce my own, I can actually hit with its own power to you as well. So I can see some power shenanigans going as well, like Wall of Blood kind of things. A really cool design. Congratulations on your 5th place finish, Dark Spectre. Next up, though, 4th place, we've got Spaceman in Space with Rosine, Queen of the Misty Valley, a 2/3 insect demon with Delve, Flying, and Haste that costs 1 in Sultai colors. Plus 1/0 for each other insect you control. When it enters the battlefield as counter to a player, you may create a token that's a copy of a creature card exiled with Rosine, except it's a 1/1 green insect as other types. And this is what Spaceman Space had to say about the design. Rosine, both a tragic character and a terrifying enemy for Guts. I tried to match Rosine's ability to make elves and her speed and power in apostle form. I wanted Rosine to be able to be within an engine for the deck and a finisher. If you play Rosine, your opponents will learn to fear the Misty Valley. Yeah, most definitely in fear of this. Being able to get absolutely massive. The more and more insects you get, that Delve and Haste, oh my goodness. Yeah, the more times that this is dealt with, the more potential it has to get larger and larger and larger. My goodness, some spicy things can happen with that. Yeah, there's some really cool design here. It really kind of encapsulates a lot of things that Sultai is all about. And yeah, a very spicy, heavy-hitting potential kind of creature. Spaceman Space, a really cool design. I love the flavor of it. Congratulations on your 4th place finish. Next up, 3rd place, we've got Nicol Goltless's Void Spatial Manipulator, a 1/5 demigod horror that costs 5 mana in blue. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play the top card of your library if it has mana value less than Void's power. Whenever an opponent attacks you, you may reselect which player or permanent target attacking creature is attacking, then Void connives. And this is what Nicol Goltless had to say about the design. I chose Void because I was once again asked for a random character. A quick wiki search stated Void had powers of spatial manipulation, casual awareness, and invocation of doom. My first thought was Portal Mage for the manipulation, which is sadly underused ability, so I had to use it. First thought for invocation was doom counters, but without enough existing synergy, I think the spice of Portal Mage wins out. Well, Nicol Goltless, yeah, that is quite spicy. I absolutely love the Portal Mage type feel of this. And yeah, definitely a spatial manipulation type, well, feeling to it. It's absolutely incredible. I love top deck manipulation, especially with that conniving going on with it as well. Being able to, well, say just, you know what, I can cast little spells to start off with, but if I can just get a little bit more power on this commander, I basically have a future sight in the command zone. That only allows me to look at the top cards as well. But yeah, that Portal Mage is just so cool. Forcing your opponents to attack each other, just reselecting, love it. Absolutely a fantastic design. Congratulations, Nicol Goltless, on your 3rd place finish. But now let's move on to 2nd place from Crumble Butter. We've got Nosferatu Zod. Yeah, definitely a Gruul commander. 5/5 Demon Warrior for 7 mana in Gruul. Nosferatu is just so Gruul, love it. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature power 5 or greater on the battlefield. The first time each turn Zod would be dealt lethal damage. Prevent that damage, Zod gets +X/+X, so up to X the amount of damage prevented this way. 3, and Gruul Zod fights another target creature. When the creature dies this turn, this ability costs 2 less to activate until end of turn. Yes, please. So this is what Crumble Butter had to say about the design. Zod is one of the coolest characters in a series of cool characters. Even early in the story, his moniker of the Immortal was intimidating. I wanted to make a warrior that's motivated by a challenge, able to raise himself to outmatch the level of any opponent and feel truly unbeatable in combat, all while providing an interesting few abilities to build around. Yeah, you did an amazing job at that. This is absolutely incredible. I love that lethal damage. Nope, not happening. Nope, I didn't get taken out. I am now harder to take out. I am now larger. I have met the challenge. I love it. I love being able to say, you know what? Hey, opponents, I hope you've got big creatures on the battlefield because I am coming for you. The more big creatures on the battlefield, the cheaper I am to cast. Again, getting your own commander text potentially, getting out there, getting into some fights, and absolutely just taking things out. I love it. I love it. I would definitely utilize some cards that are like, hey, whenever I'm dealt damage, this happens. Whenever dealt damage, that happens. Maybe some other things actually want to be fought as well. Yeah, a really cool commander, a really cool design, a great job on the... well, bringing the lore in, bring the feeling in of this immortal character. Congratulations on your second place finish, Crumble Butter. But now the moment that you've all been waiting for. At first place from Sir Sniffles, we've got Guts, the Black Swordsman, / the Berserk Armor. Guts is a 3/3 human berserker for 4 mana in Gruul. Partner with the Berserk Armor. First strike, haste, and reach. Whenever Guts, the Black Swordsman, becomes blocked, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn for each creature blocking, where X is Guts' toughness. Guts can only attack alone. The Berserk Armor, the other side of this partnership, is an equipment that costs 3 mana in Rakdos. Equipped creature has indestructible, gets +X/-2 where X is its power. Whenever equipped creature is dealt damage, you lose that much life. Equip, pay 5. The Berserk Armor can be your commander. And this is what Sir Sniffles had to say about the design. I wanted each ability to accurately depict an aspect of Guts' fighting style, which incorporates the long reach of his sword, the repeating crossbow in his hand, and his tenacity to strike first, and keep striking harder with each opponent he faces. The Berserk Armor is also a fun card to design, the armor keeping the wearer in fighting form at the cost of their life energy, and the power it grants were a blast to incorporate into that card form. Well, Sir Sniffles, yes, an incredible, oh my goodness, just, hey, you know what? Guts plus the armor, both in the command zone. Oh my goodness, this Jund deck is going to be spicy. Power at all costs, hitting your opponents at the cost of your own life. Just saying, I'm coming at you, I don't care. I'll take away my toughness as well. I love that essentially Guts is going to have 1 toughness left while this is equipped essentially. And you probably need some ways to help with that in the deck as well. But you can just be gutsy and just go for it. Absolutely. I love this. There's a lot of cool things with it you can do. There's a lot of spicy designs. There's a lot of all-out approach with this. Go for some extra combats. Go for some heavy hitting. Maybe go for some lifelink if you want to maybe protect yourself just a little bit as well. Maybe give Guts some toughness, but I love it all. They're so cool, this design. Oh my goodness, Sir Sniffles, congratulations on your first place finish. Well earned. Again, a massive thank you to the amazing folks over at Custom Dragon Highlander for, well, submitting these designs. And thank you, Elno, again for putting all this together. If you are interested in joining this amazing community, make sure you check out that Discord invite link in the description below. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments below. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.